introducing first, from Marietta, Georgia, weighing 223 pounds, Daxon Cody Rhodes. Opponent from Dayton, Ohio, weighing 210 pounds, Seth Rollins.
opponent, weighing in at 136 kilos, from Vienna, Austria, he is the current, reigning and defending Progress Atlas champion, Walter!
Walter set to make his first defense of the Progress Atlas Championship, and he is doing it with a 95-pound weight advantage over the challenger Fred Yehi. For those of you scoring at home, 136 kilograms is 299.82 pounds. Yes, I had to look it up. And the Progress Atlas Championship, for those of you unfamiliar with that championship, about to celebrate its first birthday, as Rampage Brown first won that championship in the finals of a tournament at Chapter 36 against Joe Coffey, before making 3 defenses and losing it to Matt Riddle back at Chapter 42, Life, the Universe, and Wrestling at the O2 Academy in Birmingham. And it was Walter stopping Riddle in his 10th defense of that championship just 1 month ago on July the 9th at Progress Chapter 51, screaming for Progress at the O2 Academy in Birmingham. And Walter making his first defense here in Evolve, and we are delighted to have our friends with Progress allowing us to present this match here in the U.S. And Yehi, what can you say about Fred Yehi that we haven't said over the last several months? The MVP of the World Wrestling Network in 2017. He has done it all. FIP World Heavyweight Champ for more than a year. Former one-half of the Evolve Tag Team Champions. Winner of a Style Battle tournament as well, and now looking to add the Atlas Championship, the Big Lads belt, to his resume. But he is going to have his hands full against the powerhouse that is Walter, 6'4", 300 pounds, 29 years old, 11 years as a pro is Walter, long considered one of the top heavyweights in Europe, and now he has the gold to prove it. He is the best of the big lads. And Yehi, he's going to have his work cut out for him here. Side headlock by the challenger. Back into the rope, set for the ride, down on the second rope, and he gets dropped with a shoulder tackle. Walter goes to the arm for arm drag and twist, countered by Yehi with the chop. I don't know that Yehi wants to slug with the big man. One hard chop to the chest, and Yehi goes down in a heap. Scoop and a slam. Very simple but effective maneuver from Walter. Misses the big drop. Yehi goes downstairs, stomping on the knee. Trying to dislocate that patella. Shotgun drop kick. Snaps the big man's head, cover, lateral press, and Walter easily able to escape. Side headlock again by Yehi, trying to go for the side headlock takeover, just too much power. Up and over goes Yehi, lands on his feet, waistlock, looking for the German suplex, swing and a miss. Yehi does not. Downstairs to the instep, and the unorthodox offense of Yehi. I wondered coming into this how much trouble he was going to cause the big man. You'd have to think he's never been in the ring with somebody just as difficult to deal with as Fred Yehi. He comes at you from so many different angles. You just don't know where he's coming from. And again, Yehi drops down at the instep, just taking out the feet and the legs. And if you get Walter off his feet, if you're Fred Yehi, right there you eliminate the enormous size advantage off of Walter. That 6'4" frame suddenly becomes about 18 inches high when he's flat on his back. And Yehi going left and right with those stomps on the hands of the Progress Atlas champion. This not the first time the Atlas Championship has been defended in the United States. Matt Riddle made multiple defenses of that championship here in the U.S. But the first time we've had the opportunity presented here in Evolve. And the champ is taking umbrage with the offense of the challenger, and he is just waylaying Yehi in the corner. Those of you unfamiliar with Walter, trained by Michael Kovac in Europe, but spent a great deal of time in Japan in the mid-2000s in the Riki Choshu dojo, and actually was the prize pupil of Tomo Ishii. And he just took the head of Fred Yehi almost off his shoulders, sending the challenger out to the floor. Yehi had a 1-1 weekend last time out in Charlotte and Atlanta. My goodness. Walter may have just chopped Yehi back to Atlanta. And the Progress Atlas champ is asserting himself physically out on the floor here in a big, big way. Yehi knocked off ACH at Evolve 88 in Charlotte, and then fell short in his quest to become the Evolve champion, losing to Zack Sabre Jr. in a hard-fought contest at Evolve 89 in Atlanta. And he's looking to get back on the winning track here with a victory over the Atlas champ. And he stopped on the hand, right on the steel ring steps.
In the ring, let's go.
Yehi pulling out all the stops here in Joppa for the Atlas Championship. Side headlock, but he gets elevated and dropped back first on the apron. Pain on the face of the challenger as Walter rolls back into the ring, trying to shake some feeling back into the hand. That has been the focus of a great deal of the offense of Fred Yehi. And the hulking Atlas champ standing over the challenger, and again, the impact from these strikes. Walter trying to cave in the chest of Fred Yehi. And again, flashing the power gut wrench into the side salto suplex. And Walter telling Toei to count him out. You want to talk about a display of dominance by the Progress Wrestling Atlas champion Walter, standing over Fred Yehi. Hard forearm, but Yehi, to his credit, does not go down. So much heart in Yehi, slugging it out with a man that has 95 pounds on him, and finally Yehi down. Walter into the ropes. Oh! 300 pounds on the sternum to retain the Atlas Championship. No. Yehi again having to dig down here, but you gotta wonder how much more punishment he can take here. He is giving up so much size. Yehi 1 pound over the limit of 205, the minimum weight to qualify for an Atlas Championship match. And they announced Walter at 136 kilos, as I said, 300 pounds. That was before lunch. He may be every bit of 320 right now. But maybe Yehi has found a strategy. If he can elongate this match, you would think the stamina would certainly come into his favor the longer this match goes, as he now peppers the chest of the Atlas champ with up kicks. And Walter looks to be fading here. Yehi continuing to kick away at the Atlas champ. But unable to go for the cover, though. as these fans here in Joppa get behind the challenger. First of our double main event, the Atlas Championship on the line, and he gets snatched up. Sleeper by Walter. The massive arms around the throat of Yehai, who's trying to get to the ropes for a break. And he is broken in half. German suplex. Butterfly suplex. And the Atlas champ is cooking here. Cover to retain the championship. No. Walter absorbing that offense from Yehai, and that's the advantage that you have when you have 95 plus pounds on your opponent. The ability to absorb that offense and continue to fight back. You see Yehai struggling to get to the corner, but his quickness comes into play there. Can he get the 300-pounder off his feet here? Elbow. Walter says no. Right back to the sleeper again. Trying to choke out Fred Yehai here right in the middle. Yehai frees himself back to his feet. Hard chop from the champ. Yehai escapes. Downstairs he goes.
Stop!
Double stop. And again. Yehai twice across the back of the Progress Wrestling Atlas champ. He's got to follow up here. He's got him again by the waist. Walter practically dead weight from this position, though. Yehai strong, but can he get the 300-pounder up? Yes, he can. German suplex with the bridge for the upset. No. 2 3/4 for Yehai. And both men now showing some wear and tear on them. Yehai and Walter both slow to make it back up from this prone position. The punishment clearly starting to show as Yehai back to a knee. Traps the head. You gotta wonder if he can even get the Koji clutch around the massive neck of Walter as he tries to take him off his feet. Blocked. Another 2 chops. Blocked. Yehai's got the arm. Walter has the head. Down across the shoulder. Driving that elbow across his own shoulder. Rolling elbow. No! Walter takes the legs out. And the champ 1 step ahead. Muscles Yehai up. Release powerbomb. Folding press to retain the championship. No, again, only 2. This one has been back and forth for the Atlas Championship here in Joppa at Evolve 90. The challenger, Fred Yehai. The champion, Walter, again. Back to the sleeper he goes. Yehai again struggling, trying to turn his body here. Backs the champ into the corner. Yehai down to a knee. Walter's got it hooked here. Brandon Tully checking on Fred Yehai here. Is Yehai starting to fade? Can he get back to his feet? Can he escape the clutches of the 300-pound Atlas champ? Backs him into the corner to free himself. Desperation show of power by Yehai here. But it's Walter. Clubbing blows to the back. Man, Yehai showing such heart here. Just giving up so much size, but not backing down. Walter with a right hand. Yehai back up on the second. Headbutt to the chest. Yehai hanging on. Oh, he's in a bad position here. Up kicks. Turns it to his advantage. Does the challenger. Peppering the champion with those up kicks again the second time. Yehai attacking the sternum of a 300-pound Walter. Looking for a superplex here. Nails it. Do we have a Cody clutch. Walters right in the middle. Brandon Tully checking on the Progress Atlas champion here. Pinning combination countered. Shoulders down. No, only 2. Right back into the arms. Another power bomb from Walter. Just folding Yehai in half. Yehai to his feet, but he doesn't know where he is. Huge boot in the corner connects. German suplex. Yehai in the back of his head. Clothesline. Cover. No, 2.5. Again, Yehai gets the shoulder up in time. The Atlas Championship hanging in the balance, and Yehai's caught. Choke sleeper. Walter's got him hooked right in the middle of the ring. Brandon Tully checking on Yehai, and it's over. It's over. It's over.
The winner of the match, and still Progress Atlas champion, Walter.
Stay in the back. There's a hurricane coming through.
And the big one, of course, WrestleMania only 7 weeks away. 60,000 plus are going to jam Toronto Skydome. And I tell you what, as we head towards No Way Out and head towards WrestleMania, as we see the hurricane, I cannot wait to see what happens in the next 7 weeks.
Accompanied by Mighty Molly, weighing 215 pounds, the Hurricane.
My prediction was so close, Coach.
Yeah, the hurricane lasted at least, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds.
But it was close. The Hurricane had 2 huge superstars, both Stone Cold and Triple H, in a choke slam. I thought it was all over there.
Well, the hurricane, exactly.
Right.
That lasted about a heartbeat.
Cup of coffee.
The hurricane, don't use my line.
Right.
Don't say cup of coffee. That's all you've been here for.
Almost.
Well, the Hurricanes had to go one-on-one with AJ Styles. And speaking of liking to go one-on-one, how about tomorrow night live on Sunday Night Heat? The special guest will be none other than the Duchess of Dudleyville, Stacy Keibler, 7/6 Central only on MTV. Of course, we got a huge lineup tomorrow night on Sunday Night Heat. The Godfather makes his in-ring debut as far as one-on-one action is concerned. He'll be on Heat tomorrow night. It should be a great show. And, you know, wherever the Godfather is, there's sure to be some beautiful honeys trailing behind.
Shenanigans. That does not belong in the ring, so says Lance Storm. That's only athletic competition that belongs in the ring. And the
you would
Godfather
believe
is
that
desecrating that ring,
well,
that sacred ring.
I tell you what, this AJ Styles, if you haven't ever seen him before, in fact, this is his World Wrestling Federation television debut. He's a very good competitor, and the Hurricane certainly going to have his hands full. But going back to what we saw a few minutes ago and the fact that Vince McMahon was talking about a poison and a cancer throughout SmackDown, really, Chris, and at the end revealed that he's going to bring the NWO to the World Wrestling Federation. I have to seriously question what that means.
Well, you know, I don't know much about what
wait a second. Here's a cover. Hook leg 2 and a kick out.
What the NWO is, but just to look on Mr. McMahon's face, just the tone of his voice, the crying and the breathing, the NWO has got to be, I guess, you know, similar to a poison or a cancer, and it just doesn't sound good at all for any of us, the fans, us, anybody.
Well, this all goes back to the Royal Rumble, in my opinion, and the fact that Ric Flair was able to defeat Mr. McMahon in that brutal street fight. And you can see the Hurricane now arching the back of AJ Styles, certainly in a lot of pain, and Molly at ringside loving every minute of this. But the fact that Ric Flair defeated Mr. McMahon in the eyes of all the superstars and in the eyes of Mr. McMahon shows that Ric Flair is a better leader. And people are naturally drawn to better leaders. And Mr. McMahon feels like it's going to be a downfall if Ric Flair leads the World Wrestling Federation. So, what a brain buster. What a brain buster by AJ Styles. So Mr. McMahon doesn't want that to happen. This could be enough. Hook leg 2 and a kick out, though, by the Hurricane.
So what kind of leadership is Mr. McMahon showing right now with this behavior?
He feels like it's a foregone conclusion that the World Wrestling Federation is going to go down, the World Wrestling Federation is going to die, and if that's going to happen, it's not going to be Ric Flair that does it, it's going to be Mr. McMahon that does it. Which
begs the question, maybe, is Ric Flair the better leader after all? I mean, you know, you really can test a leader when the stakes are down, when the chips are down, and it's just, you know, the bottom of the barrel. And when they rise up to the top, that is how you can really determine what a leader is. And apparently Ric Flair is doing just that. Mr. McMahon's kind of falling short, I think. But who knows?
Well, we mentioned a little bit earlier on that later here on Jack that we're going to show you those huge 2 #1 contenders matches that were set up by Ric Flair. Oh, what a neck breaker by the Hurricane. This matchup is turning into a tremendous one-on-one contest. And Ric Flair flexing his leadership muscles, flexing his co-ownership muscles, and he locked in 2 #1 contenders matches on, or I should say matches to determine the #1 contender on SmackDown. And the 2 winners of those matches will meet this coming Monday night on Raw to decide who will go to No Way Out and face Chris Jericho. Here's a cover, hook of the leg 2, and a kick out by AJ Styles.
And speaking of that turning the leadership role and at Royal Rumble in that brutal street fight, it's funny that Ric Flair brought his family ringside. They were taking pictures. What does their family album look like? Oh, here's us on the picnic. That's us on the rides at the amusement park. Oh, here's Dad and Mr. McMahon with bloody faces in the ring. It's kind of odd, don't you think?
Well, I think you're odd too, but I don't usually dwell on it.
Yes, you do.
Speaking of No Way Out,
yes, you do.
Speaking of No Way Out, of course, it's going to be in Milwaukee Sunday, February 17th. Tickets went on sale this morning at 10 a.m. So if you're in the Milwaukee area, then certainly you want to get out to see No Way Out. Tickets will go very, very quickly. No doubt it'll be another sellout for a huge pay-per-view event as we head towards WrestleMania. And now AJ Styles has the Hurricane down, and referee Jimmy Corderas is telling AJ, you better get down. But AJ going to the high-rent district, if you will. Oh, my goodness, shooting star press, but nobody's home as the Hurricane, and Molly kind of loves it, I think.
That smile says she very much loves it.
Well, now the Hurricane, he's got AJ Styles up, and what in the world is this? Oh, my goodness. That's the vertebraker. That's the vertebraker on AJ Styles, and you can forget about it.
That is ugly.